I started out by not. I think the main thing was that I didn't allow myself any time to second guess anything I was doing. I didn't. Partly just as a mechanical thing because I didn't have time anyway. But I still could have sat there and rewrote lyrics, or I made a conscious attempt to repeat lines from certain songs in other songs, like "Tickets to What You Need" is a phrase used in the song of that title and in "You Were Right." And
yes.
And then there's another phrase referencing the modern innocence, which is a reference to the kids. That's in 2 songs, "Born Again" and "What Is It Now." And "What If There Is Nothing After All This" is in a couple of songs. And because it was an interesting task to try and make those lines fit into a different genre of music, like how they would be affected by a different melody. And I've often thought somebody would be forgiven for saying I was running out of ideas by doing that, because repeating myself. But so I was worried that somebody might say, "Oh, he's run out of ideas, so he's using the same words." But it was a definite conscious effort to try and make a cohesive body of work. Because some of the songs I just didn't think worked together. But by adding a line from one song to the next, gave the overall image of something happening. It was an interesting thing to do in itself. And more than that, I mean, most of the songs were written in 2 nights. So the things I was thinking about over those 2 nights were, you've only got so much space in your head to think. So a lot of the songs came from 2 nights of sitting down with a guitar, and when I recorded them all onto a tape, there were certain repetitions, certain use of the same kind of chords, and so that made it, in that sense, that also made me write. I was just writing in a certain way that I wasn't aware of, and then I just picked the best from those batch of songs that I wrote in 2 nights. Really,
excellent.
There's about 60 songs in a couple of nights. They're all like snippets and lines, but definite embryos of songs that could have been furthered. But I just picked on the best themes and went with those.
I love the bits about turning down Madonna for your girl. I think that's incredible. That you'd actually say that too.
Well, it's just, again, Madonna's name just happened to readily fit into that, into the rhythm of that line. I'm turning Madonna down. It just fits. Same as the names that died. I mean, although they mean something to me, Kurt Cobain and Jeff Buckley, especially, and John Lennon. I remember staying up with my mum and dad watching the news, but they just happened to have names that fit the tune too, which is like, it's always what you're looking for, is a bit of happy accidents. And but songs, I mean, looking back, I can't remember how most of the songs were written. They just come when you're ready. As when the next time comes to sit down and write what the next record will be, I won't really know what it's going to be. I mean, I hope I can surprise myself. That's another thing in the album, in Have You Fed the Fish, the song, I want to surprise myself is one of the lines in there, because there's no, if you can't surprise yourself, then there's no challenge, there's no reason to move on. And I'm sure I've got capabilities within me that I'm not aware of yet. I think I can make a record that will completely surprise me one day, that will be like something I truly never expected I was capable of. Because I certainly think I got near to that on this record. I thought there's certain songs that I wasn't aware I could write yet, like You Were Right and How, especially those 2 songs. I think when I finished them, I was like, I'm pretty proud of those, because I didn't realise I could do that. Looking back 3 years to Bewilderbeast, there's some good songs on there, but I think these just are a different side of me that I didn't really know was there.
Cool.
So that makes it satisfying to do in the first place, anyway.